Okay, so this one is example number 3. And this is page 263. And in this question, you have to calculate the size of angle A and angle C. Calculate the size of angle A. This symbol is the angle symbol. When you see something like this, this means this is angle A. They might ask you this way, angle A, or they can just write A. This is also the same thing. This is also angle A, right? But this is also a symbol used for the angle. Angle A and angle C. So you have to find the size of angle A and angle C in this triangle. This is the triangle given. This is angle A. This is angle B. And angle B is given as 81 degrees. Angle C is this one. Only angle B is given. We don't know angle A and C. We have to find it. The size of angle A and the size of angle C. Right? The side lengths are given. This length is given as 91.6 meters. And this side length is given 123.2 meters. So let's see how we will find this and this angle. And you know this is not a right angle triangle. So that means you cannot use those formulas of sine is opposite over hypotenuse and other two formulas for cos and sine. Those formulas cannot be used here because this is not a right angle triangle. This is an oblique triangle. And when you got an oblique triangle, you know you can use sine law. What is sine law? Do you remember that? Sine of angle A divided by side A is equal to sine of angle B divided by side B is equal to sine of angle C divided by side C. This is the sine law. And as we discussed this yesterday also, you can use this and this, or you can use this and this, or you can use this and this, depending on what's given and what you want to find. Okay, so let's label the sides first. The side in front of angle A, this will be called small a. The side in front of angle B will be called small b. So this is small b. And side in front of angle C is small c. That means you only know these two sides A and B, right? And you know angle B. Now if you use this part of the sine law, sine A over A is equal to sine B over B, you don't use this one, third part, I will just erase it. So you just want to use this part of the sine law. You know that A is known. You can see it's given as 91.6. So we know this. Small b is also known. We know this. Angle B is known. That means we know this also. This is the only unknown. That means using this formula, you can find angle A, which will be this. Right? So let's use this formula now. Sine A, we don't know A, we have to find it. So keep it as A. Write it as sine A divided by length A, we know this is 91.6. that equals sine B. We know angle B is 81 degrees. So you will put it as sine 81 divided by small b, it's 123.2. Right? And then what we do? We cross multiply. So now you cross multiply them, you will get sine A times 123.2. You multiply these two and then you multiply these two is equal to sine, it doesn't matter you multiply this with this or this with this, but let's do it from this side to that side. 91.6 times sine 81. So now my next goal is to isolate this sine A. What do I do? How would you isolate sine A? Stephanie?
Multiply both sides.
No, not multiply. You need to cancel 123. This is already multiplied. The opposite of multiplication is division. To cancel 123.2, you will divide both sides by 123.2. This way you will be able to cancel this out. So that leaves you with sine A is equal to this whole thing. You need to calculate this. 91.6 times sine 81 divided by 123.2. If you sit on that chair, then you'll be better able to see. Or you can also come here, then they won't be in your view.
Oh no, I can still see.
So use your calculator to find this. Multiply 91.6 with sine 81 and then divide it by 123. You will need a calculator. I'll bring one for you.
कैसे किया? पहले इसका 81 साइन निकाला
98.76 हाँ
फिर उसके बाद
91.6 को उसके इसके साथ मल्टीप्लाई करके डिवाइड
Well, there's one calculator. You need to go there actually. It's on the table. It's outside. Somebody was using it. She probably put it there. Just see on the table outside by my office. It should be there. Got it?
0.73.
You got it?
It's equal in the way.
So, was that 47 degrees you said?
0.734
Oh, this one, sorry. 0.734. But you have to find A, not just sine A. How will you find A from sine A? If you know sine A, which is 0.734, how would you find angle A from this? You got the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you know, Stephanie, how would you find angle A when you know sine A? You want to send this sine to the other side. So only A remains here.
So sine 0.734.
No. When you send this sine to other side to isolate A from it, this is what happens. A remains on this side. I'll write it here. A remains on this side. Sine goes to the other side, becomes sine inverse. Sine inverse 0.734. So this is what you have to find angle A. When you change the position of sine, when you send it over to the other side, that means it becomes sine inverse. You have to remember, if sine A is given, to find A, you will have to find sine inverse of the other side. And there is a second function button on your calculator to do this. What is sine
47.
inverse?
47.
Yeah, so this is your answer. Angle A came out to be 47 degrees.
Second function.
So angle A, we found it came out to be 47 degrees.
We don't have to do the 0.22.
Sorry?
We don't have to put in the decimal.
And what amount given is not a
Well, that's fine. Just using the approximate value. Because this angle was given as a whole number, so it's better to go with the whole number. Okay, so you now got these two angles. How would you find the third angle?
Sine of formula.
You can use the sine formula, but that's a long way. For a triangle, if you know two angles, you don't have to use the sine law. Sorry?
You have to minus those 180 from.
Yes, yeah. The sum of these two is to be subtracted from 180 because you know the sum of the three angles is 180, right? So to find angle C, this is what you do. 180 is the sum of all three angles. If you subtract from 180 the sum of these two angles, 81 and 47. So you first add them up, 81 and 47. This gives you
128.
128, and then you subtract 128 from 180. That will be the angle C.
52.
52. So this is 52 degrees. To make sure that your answer is correct, you should add them up, all three of them. You can use your calculator to do that. Okay, add 81 plus 47 plus 52. What do you get?
180.
180. So that means this angle is 52 degrees. And that was the question. They were asking us to find angle A and angle C, and we have found them. Angle A came out to be 47, angle C came out to be 52 degrees. Right? Any questions? Okay, let's do build your skills problem now on the next page. On page 264. This is question number 4A. Calculate the measure of the indicated side and or angle. Okay, let me do C actually. This will cover everything. Let's do 4C. You can do A and B because they are pretty much similar. I will do C, 4C. Okay, this is the triangle given. This angle is given as M, this is L, and this one is N. This angle is given as 81 degrees. This side is given as 6.5 centimeters. This side is given as 15.3 centimeter. This side is labeled as M, and there's a question mark, that means you need to find it. And there is a question mark here also, that means you need to find this angle N also. Okay, let's label the sides first. This is angle L, this side will be called small l. Similarly, if this is angle M, side in front of it is small m. And if this is angle N, this will be small n. Right? And we just need to find angle N and side M. Okay, how will you write the sine law for this particular triangle? You will write it this way. Instead of using A and B, because we now have L, M and N, you will use this thing. Sine L divided by L is equal to sine M divided by M is equal to sine N divided by N. You can change the letters. It depends on what's given in the triangle. They don't have to be A, B and C always. If the angles are given as LMN, you can use LMN. Just remember that you will have capital letters with sine and small letters in the denominator, because this is the angle, this is the side length. Okay, so looking at what's given, we know that at L angle and L side, these two things are known. We know this, we know this. Okay, and we also know side N, that means we know this, and we have to find this angle, this angle. So you should use this part and that part. You should ignore the middle thing, right? So you can rewrite this formula as sine L over L is equal to sine N over N. And now enter the values. Sine L, L is given as 81 degrees. So this is sine 81 degrees divided by small l is 15.3 centimeter equals sine N. We have to find it. So we will keep it as N, sine N divided by small n is given as 6.5. And then you cross multiply. So this will become, when you cross multiply this, okay, let us write here. Because this is our unknown, so it's better to multiply these numbers first. So you multiply 15.3 times sine n is equal to this multiplication, sine 81 degrees times 6.5. And what's the next thing to do? You have to isolate sine n. What will you do on both sides?
Right.
Divide both sides by 15.3. This way you will be able to cancel 15.3 with 15.3. And it leaves you with sine n. Sine n is equal to sine 81 times 6.5 divided by 15.3. So solve it, that will give you sine n. Do you know the meaning of this little zero at 81?
Degree?
That is degree symbol, right?
0.419.
0.419?
0.42.
No, for this one you should keep it as it is. When you convert it into angle, then you can do that rounding off. So sine n is 0.419. What will be n? Because we have to find angle n. We don't have to find sine n. We have to find n. How will you find n from this? Sine inverse 0.419. So what's this equal to?
$27.7.
27.7?
8.
Sorry?
27.8.
27.8?
Yeah.
Well, 27.8, that's fine. You can keep it as 27.8. And this is your angle. Well, if you want to round it off to the nearest degree, you can change it into 28. But I would suggest keeping it 27.8. So this angle came out to be 27.8 degrees. You must put the symbol degree because it's an angle. Right? Now, the next thing is to find the side M. How will you find that side M? To find the side M, you first need to know this angle, right? Because in the formula, if you want to use this part, you know that you need to know this and this to use this thing. So angle M and side M, they come together. So that means if you want to find the side M, you have to first find the angle M. And it's easy to find when you know the other two angles of the triangle. You will add them up and subtract their sum from 180, that will be this angle. Okay, do it now. How will you find angle M? Adding the two angles, 81 plus 27.8, what's this?
71.2, I guess.
Are you talking about the third angle?
Yeah.
Okay, let me add them up first, these two angles.
108.8.
Yeah, 108.8, and then you subtract 180 minus 108.8. What's this equal to?
71.2.
71.8.
71.2 degrees. So that's the third angle. 71.2 degrees. You should always verify, you should add them up and see if it gives you 180. 81 plus 27.8 plus 71.2. Okay, 180?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I got different answer over there. N is equal to 24.77.
Really? Well, Stephanie, did you also get 0.419 for this?
Yeah.
And okay, do this again. What is sine inverse 0.419?
$24.77.
Yeah.
Oops, I said 27.
Yeah. 24.8, right? So if this is 24.8, then this angle will also be different. This is 24.8, and this sum will also be different. This will be
105.8.
Yes. And your previous sum was also wrong. When you subtract this,
74.2.
74. Okay. So this angle came out to be 74.2 degrees. Now, once we have this angle M, now you can find that side M. Okay, let's do that now. Okay, so out of this formula that you wrote for this triangle, sine L over L, sine M over M, sine N over N, because you now have to find this small m, that means you have to include this M, and you know this angle, and you also know angle L and length L. This. So you can use this part, sine L over L, sine M over M, to find this M, right? You don't need to use this thing. Okay, so let's rewrite this formula. Sine L over L is equal to sine M over M. Sorry, M. And then put the values into this. L is 81, so this will be sine 81 divided by L is 15.3 is equal to angle M is 74.2, so this is sine 74.2 divided by M is to be calculated, so keep it as M, and then cross multiply and use the variable that is unknown first. So you should write it as this times that first. Sine 81 times M is equal to 15.3 times sine 74.2. And what do you do to isolate M? Divide both sides with what?
15.3.
We have to look at the board. We have to isolate M. That means we need to get rid of sine 81. So you divide both sides by sine 81. This way you will be able to cancel this. So that gives you M is equal to that whole thing. You can calculate the right hand side. What is 15.3 times sine 74.2 divided by sine 81?
14.9.
Okay. 14.9, and because this length was centimeter, this was centimeter, so this will also be centimeter. So M came out to be 14.9 centimeters.